Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the 1997 action-adventure film, Wild America. So this stars Jonathan Taylor Thomas, Devon Sawa, Scott Bairstall. Zach Ward is in this. He plays character of DC. So going into our Devon Sawa marathon, right, we have Devon Sawa playing the middle child of these brothers. So Jonathan Taylor Thomas is narrating. He plays the younger brother, Marshall. So this is mainly Mark Stouffer's story. So Mark is the older brother, played by Scott. And how do I say this? The story is supposed to be loosely based on Mark Stouffer's early life, his starting to learn camera work, wanting to film animals throughout America, right? So this story takes place in the summer of '67. The three brothers go on an adventure to videotape some, record. Is that not a tape? I have to get that correct. In the 60s, they did not have tapes. Tapes were not a thing until the 70s. So they had to go out and record on this, Super 8 kind of film to get these pictures, to then show it to, the small town in Arkansas that they were at, to then see if that's what they want to continue on as well. So the story is supposed to be about Mark, because he's the award-winning filmmaker, and he did Wild America on PBS, and he did all these things, right? And then his brothers did other stuff. But Marshall's like the main character in this, which I find weird, because it's really like how Mark got into filming, but it's not just Mark. So the story we're given is about the brothers' interest in film, not just Mark's interest in film. And it's also, there's other plots, like family stuff and like money stuff, and the dad's a truck driver stuff, and Marshall, Jonathan Taylor Thomas's character, wants to learn how to fly, so he then eventually takes out the plane for a joyride, and like things, right? It just was disjointed. The plot wasn't coherent. There were some animatronics that were a little wonky in this, and like throwing a moose head on a horse for certain scenes like really annoyed me. It just really annoyed me that they literally put a moose head on a horse and had the horse running around and chasing the kids. And I'm like, bro, like I know the difference between a horse walk and a moose walk. So like, it's just frustrating. I don't know. I thought it was cheesy. But then other points were really good. So it was mixed. It was weird. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like this could have been done so much better. And this did not do well with critics at all. And it's unfortunate because it's supposed to be, based on the true stories of Mark Stouffer and the brothers, going around the country and filming some animals and stuff. So it just wasn't done right. Devon did a great job, as Devon always does. He, older teenager in this film. So like, him growing into his body, moving forward. Again, we talked about earlier, it was nice watching Devon grow as a human as the decades progressed, and now doing, roles where he's a parent. It's just nice seeing him starting out as the, adorable little kid playing the adult version of Casper, growing up into the teenage roles, growing up into the 20-year-old roles, growing up to the 30-year-old roles, etc. So it's really nice seeing that he's just been consistent since as a kid, and it's cool. Thing I noticed, and it really scared me, Jonathan Taylor Thomas has the same voice as Zachary Gordon. And while I'm listening to Jonathan narrate this film, I kept getting just images of Wimpy Kid in my mind. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then I paid attention to the way certain words are enunciated, and certain, like, exaggerations are played, or inflections on certain dialect, right? Jonathan speaks the same way that Zachary Gordon speaks. So Zach Gordon, to say certain things as Greg Heffley in the Wimpy Kid first three films, narrating those films, was the same inflection and dialect that Jonathan does with the narrating this film. And I'm like, wow, imagine in another world, Wimpy Kid was a big thing in the 90s, not in the 2010s. Not in the 2000s or the 2010s. Imagine if Wimpy Kid started in the early 90s, and Jonathan Taylor Thomas could have easily played a Greg Heffley. And it would have, it would have been so awesome if Wimpy Kid started 10 years prior. I could have definitely seen Jonathan Taylor Thomas playing a young Greg Heffley. And it was just so weird watching this and then hearing Jonathan's voice, but also hearing Zach's voice, because they have very distinctive voices. But I never knew that the two voices are the same voice. It's so weird. It's so weird. I want everybody to pay attention next time you watch a Jonathan Taylor Thomas film from the 90s, because he doesn't really do much now compared to a Zachary Gordon, I was going to say Zachary Gordon-Levitt film. No, That's Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Zachary Gordon. Um, Listen to Zach's voice, because Zach sings. So go listen to him on Spotify. You'll hear certain things, or watch Wimpy Kid again and just listen to the way he narrates, and it's just exactly the same as young Simba from The Lion King, Jonathan Taylor Thomas's voice. Bro, it freaked me out. That was the highlight of the film. Aside from we watched this because Devin's in it, and that's the thing. But Wild America, man, interesting, horribly executed, had potential, and it's unfortunate for the talent a part of it. But you can't win them all. On to the next review. Mucho mahalo.